Nice warm round of applause. So now, Moses is going to start off.
So my presentation is going to be on Life During Wartime by the Talking Heads. This was performed at the Hollywood Pantages Theatre in the December of 1983.
Someday I got 3 passports, couple of visas, don't even know about the name. I'm on the hillside, guns are loaded, everything's ready to roll. Sleep in the daytime, work in the nighttime. I get home. This ain't no party, this ain't no disco, this ain't no fooling around. Heard about Detroit, heard about Pittsburgh, PA. You ought to know not to stand by the window, somebody see you up there. Some groceries, some peanut butter to last a couple of days. But I ain't got no speakers, ain't got no headphones, ain't got no records to play. Wesleyan College, I go to night school. This ain't no fooling around. I'm gonna hold you, I'm gonna kiss you, I ain't got time for that now. Trouble in transit, got through the roadblock, we've been knitting with the crowd. We got computers, we're tapping phone lines, know that ain't allowed. We dress like students, we dress like housewives, wearing a suit and a tie. Changed my hairstyle so many times now. What I look like? You make me shiver, I feel so tender. We make a pretty good team. Don't get exhausted, I'll do some driving. You wanna get you some sleep.
before we get into the song itself, what is the context? Let's get into the background of this performance. This performance was featured in a concert film titled Stop Making Sense, directed by Jonathan Demme and produced by Gary Kurfist, the longtime manager of the band Talking Heads. The film featured several performances by said bands, starting with Psycho Killer and ending with Burning Down the House. The performance we just watched was one of said performances. The concert had a very unique premise, that being that the performance would slowly build up in quality with every song. At the beginning, the lead singer David Byrne entered the stage along with nothing but a portable cassette player and acoustic guitar. The cassette player would begin to play a click beat, and he would perform the song Psycho Killer entirely alone. However, with every song, a new member of the band would enter the stage, and everything from the sound of the instruments to the stage itself would become higher and higher in quality. By the time we get to the performance we just watched, the concert had boosted in quality significantly. The structure. So I don't really know much about terminology, but I did my best here. The intro starts with a clavinet riff, I think. Percussion comes in after 7 to 8 bars. After 8 more bars, the rest of the instruments come in. Verse 1, the vocals come in after 8 more bars, going into the first verse, which lasts for 16 bars. Chorus 1, the first chorus lasts for 8 bars, where the backing vocalists come in. Verse 2, similar to the first, 16 bars long. Chorus 2, similar to the first, 8 bars long. Break includes a synthesizer solo that lasts for 16 bars. Chorus 3, similar to the last two, lasts for 8 bars. Verse 3, the drums quiet down, opting for only playing the kick drum for 16 bars. Chorus 4 lasts for 16 bars. Verse 4, the drums switch to just playing the kick drum again for 16 bars before switching back to normal for another 16 bars. And the outro lasts for 32 bars, includes another synthesizer solo. The instrumental. The main motif of the song is played on what sounds like a clavinet and is repeated throughout the song, not including the chorus. This is accompanied by 2 separate riffs on the guitar and bass. The drums are also accompanied by percussion. The synthesizer occasionally has a solo, but isn't played for a majority of the song. Engagement tactics. The most well-done thing about this performance is the engagement tactics, but there are quite a few utilised by multiple different members of the band. So let's go over a few different ones. David Byrne. The most obvious of the engagement tactics used in this performance are ones implemented by the lead singer, David Byrne. At the very start of the song, he begins circling the stage to create tension while the percussionist claps his hands to rile up the audience. When the intro starts, he, the backing vocalists, the guitarist, and the bass guitarist all begin jogging in place to the beat of the song. And even when he begins to sing, he is still making an effort to move by tapping his foot, swaying his hips, etc. Even when he isn't dancing outright or jogging in place, I don't think there's a single point during the performance where he stops moving, which ensures that the energy of the song is never lost. And that's not even getting into my favourite part of this entire performance, David Byrne's freaky little dances. David Byrne has a reputation for being very strange, a reputation I think is very much intentional on his part. By doing these strange little dances here and there while keeping a completely straight face throughout, he's both playing into his strange image while still adding just the right kind of energy to the performance. From sprinting around the stage during the outro, to lowering and circling the microphone, to lying down on his back and beginning to twitch like an animal having a seizure on stage, David Byrne both keeps up his strange persona and makes sure that the energy of the song being performed is always present. The other band members. The other front members of the band also add to the performance, often dancing or jogging in place alongside David Byrne. The placement of the guitarist, bass guitarist, and 2 backing vocalists, that being 2 band members on either side of David Byrne, creates symmetry on the stage, which makes the lineup all the more pleasing to look at, especially when all 4 are jogging to the beat. Effect/final thoughts. I find not just this performance, but the entire premise of Stop Making Sense incredibly creative and interesting. I have no doubt that every performance from this concert was incredibly investing, but even if this performance was entirely standalone without the context of the show surrounding it, I think it would still be incredibly fun to watch just due to how incredible the stage presence is of not just David Byrne, but every member of the band. I love how much you can tell how everyone on stage is having an incredible time, as it makes the performance that much more enjoyable. The The energy on stage is electric, and you can tell just from watching the way everyone on stage moves just how much time, love, and energy went into this performance alone. What a strange, fascinating, and incredible performance.
Great. Well done. Thank you. Let's just make sure this is off.